Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Django Jax. Hope you guys are having an excellent day today. I mean, it's dark outside. You can see out there my truck, but I'm gonna start on this. This is what I'm doing all week this week. Is I'm getting this my Mystic Cave, right? Is what I call it. But it's just like a little tiny 400 square foot room. You guys have seen it before. I've shown videos here. I got these 20 rigs here. You know, the ones I got from the data center over there. I know you guys are sick of seeing the same freaking time-lapse video of me setting up rigs all the time, but I got better videos planned, okay? But this is what I'm doing this week, and so I thought I'd film it. I'll make it interesting for you, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, maybe you think it's boring. All right, let's get into it.
I really don't like dealing with rigs that other people have built. I have pretty high standards and I like my rigs a certain way, and if they aren't built up to my liking, it really drives me crazy. I noticed right away that a lot of the rigs had mixed cards. I really don't like having mixed cards on rigs. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just my personal preference, and it makes managing the rigs way easier when they're all the same. So I started off by swapping cards around. They had some rigs with 73070s and one 6700 for some reason, and then they had others that were half 3060 Ti's and half 3070s, which isn't that bad of a mix, but my OCD wouldn't let me keep them like that. There were enough cards that I was able to make no mixed rigs. So I have 10 3070 rigs, 9 3060 Ti rigs, and 1 AMD rig. I'm also noticing that the rig frames were not put together very well. Most of the frames were loose, and I had to go through and fix at least one thing on every frame.
All right, look at this. You can definitely tell they had no idea what they were doing. Look at this bar. It's like completely unaligned with the other bar. Power supply is out. Look at the top bar. It's like, this is way off, and a lot of their cards aren't even fully attached. I mean, okay, so I fixed the bars and the power supply, so now it looks clean. But then look at what I freaking noticed. Look what they screwed their motherboard on with. They have one and then another one on top of it. Look at that. Look at those. They used the riser pieces to do it, and then in the middle they're not even screwed in. So look, they didn't have enough, so they had to do it. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, they have no idea how to even build a computer now. This is kind of sad for a data center, to be honest. I mean, you gotta know. I don't know what that was, like ignorance or laziness, but that's just annoying on my part. It's not even worth the time to fix it. I'm just gonna leave their shit the way they did it. Yeah, so it's like 10, 10:30, 11. I've been here for a couple hours working on the rigs, but it's been nice. I have the door like cranked open here, and it's a nice cool October night, so it's just the air is just blowing in and it feels really good. I've been enjoying just working over here by myself in my little room, working on rigs and getting the nice cool October breeze blowing on me. It's a vibe, guys. All right, it's a brand new day. Ready to finish off these rigs and get this whole facility up and mining again. It's going to be awesome. Okay, look at this right here. They have 4 CPU cables. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 CPU cables running 4 GPUs into this power supply. Like what, they ran out of PCIe cables? Like, that's so bizarre. And then you get like these over here where they plugged in one PCIe for every card. So it's like they didn't realize they could use the other half of this. So I would have to take these cables out, the extra ones out, and put them over here so we're not using that stupid adapters. But then it's like you get these rigs over here, and it's like they did it properly on these ones. So I don't know. I don't know what these guys were doing. So more work for me, I guess. Yay.
So there's nothing wrong with powering GPUs with CPU cables. They can handle the wattage. I mean, I don't know, it just bothered me because there's plenty of PCIe cables. Why use extra adapters when there's no need? So I took the time to fix everything, even though technically it wasn't necessary. I mean, this guy paid $18,000 per rig. That's $360,000 for all 20 of these open frames. Not only was he completely ripped off, but they were so poorly built on top of that. I mean, come on. So, I mean, if you're watching my channel for the first time, watch my video called "My Data Center Just Got Even More Rigs" for the story behind that. So since I'm already over here setting up all these rigs, I'm going to go through the Mystic cases as well and clean them because they are dirty AF. And I mean, I'm also going to condense some of them as well. The guy that owns this building bought 13 8-card rigs from me, but these Mystic cases can handle 11 cards. And for some reason, the Mystic and Octominer cases don't run stable with 12 170HX cards. I've tried to figure out why, but I mean, ultimately, if you just drop down to 11, all the problems go away, and they run super stable. So it's the easiest solution, and you gotta love. I love the stability. It makes it so super easy to manage these things. So I'm gonna remove the cards from 3 of the cases and add them to the 9 other cases. It doesn't really complicate anything, as they're all mined to the same wallet anyway, and I get extra 3 cases out of it. So I mean, I should have done it a long time ago. So now that I've gotten some weight off my racks, I'm gonna move them over a little bit so I can fit these open frames closer together. I'm trying to make as much room in here as possible because I can still fit about 20 more rigs in here. So I'm trying to just get the most out of my space. Yeah, I don't want to have to move them twice. And for some reason, I decided to like corner this rig here. I thought it looked cooler than having it like, angled. I like the little curved corner. So, I mean, there's no other reason behind it, but I left about 2 feet of space behind the rig so I can get behind there and, plug in, if I had to work on the rig, I can get behind it. And then also I wanted to leave enough room for the rigs to breathe. I want the airflow to, flow through the rigs. So that's why I did that. The crazy thing is that this mining cave is still profitable right now. The commercial power rate here is just under 3 cents per kilowatt. Absolutely amazing. I've been trying to find more buildings in my area, but there's just nothing available. I've been trying for a year to get my own. I mean, at this point, the only way I'm gonna get my own is if I buy some land and just build the whole building myself. So, I mean, maybe next bull cycle I'll be able to do that, but I need some money. But I'll tell you the story how I got this building though. So back in 2021, when I was looking for buildings, I was getting desperate because I couldn't find anything. There were only like huge 100,000 square foot buildings or like tiny office spaces. There was nothing in between. And the demand for the commercial real estate here is just insane. I mean, when I was looking for ads, there were ads for buildings that were not going to be done for 6 months from now, but that were already leased. Like people were paying a lease for a building that wasn't even built yet. So I mean, my options were limited. So I had this idea. So I decided to start driving around and talking to owners of buildings and businesses to see if someone would just lease me a tiny corner of their warehouse. And surprisingly, I found a couple of people that wanted to do it. So basically, I told them like, hey, I just want to rent out a little corner, mine some crypto. Basically, it would just be me walking in and out. I wouldn't be there very often. And there's just little computers that set up that make me money. And they were super intrigued, and they actually wanted to buy a bunch of rigs too. So it worked out awesome. So I worked out a deal with them. I helped them design and build their own little mining areas inside their warehouse. That's what this little room is just a little mining area inside his warehouse. But the best part is they paid for everything. They paid for all like the room, the infrastructure and everything. It was one of my best ideas. And it's great for them because they get to write off all the rigs, all the infrastructure. I mean, they were already paying for the electricity. They said they didn't even notice an increase in their electric bill because they were already using so much power. So, I mean, honestly, it didn't even affect them at all. And then they just get all this crypto on top of it. So awesome, because then they just get to pay me to host them. So, and plus I get to have a few of my own rigs in here for free as well. So this idea and that strategy was kind of one of the ways that really skyrocketed me up. Like it was one of the ways I was able to scale my hosting business so fast. But yeah, this is the finished room here. So yeah, it was a lot of work to get this all done, but and I never managed my Ethernet cables because I hate managing Ethernet cables just because I always end up moving the rigs and I hate having to undo that. But yeah, this is the room. I probably could add more rigs in here, but that's my story of this little the hosting cave. I guess I don't know why we call it the little mining cave. But thanks for watching, guys. I know I have other videos planned. Okay, I promise. I am planning on doing like more mining videos rather than like this vlog style stuff. But watch, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I have like a ton of stuff coming up at the end of the month, and you're definitely going to want to be subscribed for it. So subscribe.